You are currently all standing in kind of the little foyer right in the center of her apartment. And what you hear, the door is a metal door, and you hear somebody pounding on it. There's like, open the door and give up! You're being arrested for the murder of Suki Nora. We're coming in there whether you like it or not. And you just hear them like just pounding on the door trying to get in.
And I assume there's no other, like, back exits into a hallway or something?
Not like a door per se.
Okay. Where is the stairs in relation to this room?
If you look at the map, where is it?
It's out the door they're trying to break down.
Yeah, you would have to leave the door. However,
well, I'm wondering if maybe the wall is softer than the door.
That's what I was gonna say. There is a wall that connects to it right above her bed.
Are there windows? Is that what's on the right?
There are big, like, those kind of windows that kind of go out like this.
Bay windows?
Yeah, bay windows that look out over the city.
Do we make a door?
I'm going to download that video that Suki had.
So you just like kind of jack into her setup and get all of her information and stuff?
Yeah, that I'm just gonna, whatever I can fit.
Just download.
I'm just gonna
Yeah, so you managed to grab it all without any adverse effects. Like her ice doesn't activate for a foreign person trying to jack into her net running rig or anything like that.
Because
So
I'm not a foreign person. I might have done it before.
Oh, you probably did. But yeah, so you managed to grab any files that you would need to look at later. You just kind of grabbed them, weren't sure what they were. They're on your...
Yeah, just like a... It's fine.
Whoops.
Whoops.
But yeah, okay, so that's what you're doing in the meantime, because I'm going to imagine that takes a second at least. So what does everybody else do in the meantime?
With a mouthful of food, I'm going to shout, she's not dead.
Just out the door?
Yeah.
You hear them pounding, they seem to just ignore what you said.
How secure is the door?
The door is secure enough for now. If they were to take a battering ram to it, they could get it down easily.
Should we barricade it?
Lux is like standing there with so many guns, like, but...
I'm just saying, we let them come in.
We could fight!
Fuck around, find out. We got lots of cover in here. We could just... They only can come in through one door.
Or consider they have not seen us, we could just leave.
I was going to say, also a reminder that the lobby alone had 20 guards on it, and then a lot of the floors leading up to it also had 10 guards each, and you don't know how many were on the floors directly above and below the one you're in. There's a chance there's a good 50 guards right outside that door.
Steve, Emma knows that. Lux doesn't care.
Lux doesn't give a fuck.
Is the door...
No shit.
Is the door thin enough that we could just, like, fire through it as cover?
Lux might be able to use a couple of her guns to be able to do something like that, because she's got some pretty powerful guns. I want to say if you have a pretty decent powerful gun, you could probably punch through it, no problem.
Really quick, the windows in the room, you said they're bay windows and everything?
Yeah.
Is there another building across that Micah could, in theory, attach his grappling hook arm to, and we can all slide to a different building?
Yeah. That is a thing you can try.
I think we should try that. Let's
It's
just
not
not
you have an
be
unconscious body that I would very much like to bring with us.
How do I get across, though, without
Spider-Man
falling smack into the side of the building that I'm attached to?
You're very strong.
That whole gravity thing.
Could you then retract your arm and then just lower yourself straight down?
I could lower myself straight down off this building, probably.
Yeah. But
Sure.
you would have to go left.
I mean, it is 10. It's 10 floors.
It's
We're on the 10th floor.
is there a
it's
balcony or
30 meters arm, so
Right,
90
but there's
feet.
10 floors. If each floor is like 10 feet or so, give or take, that's like 100 feet.
Minus 90, I can fall 10 feet.
You see
Well,
that
10 feet
cushion
is
or
10
fall.
facing to the side of a building. I mean, it's your call. It's your
Let's
hand.
catch it. Well, we'll get a blanket.
All right, sure. I'll go to a window and look for something I could potentially shoot my grapple hand onto that they could climb or swing or whatever across?
So when you get to the window, the things you notice immediately are, first of all, they're ceiling to floor windows, so they're gigantic. You can see a pretty good distance out of them. Second thing you notice is that on the street level, there's a whole fuck ton of Arasaka security suddenly there. Like you see like the trucks and everything. There's like guards, there's lights, there's police, like kind of the police siren looking lights going on and everything. So they got the street pretty damn covered. As far as a building goes, there is a building directly across that you might be able to shoot towards. Like it is within distance for sure.
What's the plan, folks? While we ponder, I'd like to grab the nearest piece of furniture and start barricading the door.
So you got Suki on one arm and you're just kind of pushing it.
Oh, I'll grab Suki off.
Okay, here.
Off of him.
Here, hold this.
Can I use Suki's rig?
Net running rig could be dangerous.
Because she might have traps in there or something.
Yeah,
Cafe,
designed
internet
for
security.
Yeah. But there are panels and stuff that you could probably do certain things with if you had ideas.
We shut all the lights off. That'll stop them. We're
Probably-
home clear
From
after
in
that.
her apartment.
Yeah.
From in her apartment, you could probably shut off all the lights in her apartment.
Just turn off the
They'll
light.
never see us coming.
Yeah, Kip just hits the lights.
We'll never see where the window or
Slap
anything.
her. Yeah.
I hit the light switch, but like my head still like glows. Now they
Damn.
can't see us.
I like to just to start off, see if I can get to the security camera feeds and just see everything that's around, who's out there and what's downstairs.
I want to say you could probably do that from. Well, do you want to jack into her rig to see if you could pull that off? You can just see if you were able to, not necessarily do a run on it, like to see if there's any security or anything in place that fries any foreign netrunners trying to use a rig.
Yeah, I could. I'll try to do a look to see if I can.
So yeah, you see it. You see that Zed already managed to kind of break some of the traps. So like you have a pretty good feeling you can get around the traps and use Suki's rig. So you just want to use the hotel security kind of thing,
Yeah.
or not hotel, apartment. But okay, so yeah, you can. Where do you want to look?
First, this floor to
This
see
floor?
what's out there.
So you can see that there's two guys that are grabbing a battering ram that are starting to walk up to the door. There's another two guys that are holding guns that are waiting on each side of your door. You see that there's 4 people in each of the rooms, the other lofts that were directly adjacent, coming out of those lofts. Almost like this was a snare net trap. And you see a couple of people starting to come out of the elevator, and there's some people starting to run up the staircase.
These cameras don't have guns on them, do they?
No.
Have we tried hitting
This
the
isn't a
security
mall.
button again and being like, "Oh, false alarm! Sorry, everybody. Go home. Take the rest of the night off."
It might have worked if you hadn't already yelled at them with something completely different.
Everything's fine.
We're getting mixed
how
signals.
are
We
you?
better just go home.
There are also 2 bodies out there, so.
That
Yeah, they don't know that.
Yeah.
Did they see them?
You see one of the people just crying over somebody. No.
They didn't notice them until
Another
they
one's like
knocked over the
shaking him,
trash
like,
can.
"No, you can't be dead."
It's just an arm. Not much left.
I'm gonna chuck a dining room chair through the window because I mean we don't need the window for sure.
You
Yeah,
chuck
it'll
a dining
be-
room chair at the window, and it bounces right off.
Oh,
shoot
man.
it.
You shoot it, and that actually does work. Like you see a hole kind of burst through it, and then you see the glass kind of do that shatter resistance thing, where because it's like a bulletproof kind of glass. So it does pierce it though.
So if we shoot it enough times,
I'll go over to the. Actually, I'll just punch with
it.
my mace hand into the hole. See if that's strong enough.
Okay, so you punch it, and what ends up happening is a little unexpected. Instead of the thing like shattering outwards, you punch it enough that it bends the glass in such a way that it just kind of falls out of its frame and just kind of tumbles off the side of the building and into the street. And you see all the Arasaka guards that are at the street below just kind of like dodge out of the way of it and look up, and they begin kind of shooting up towards your window. So you just see like as there's like bullets going up there, but then they stop shooting because they don't see you.
Do they have vehicles, like armed vehicles?
They have vehicles, but they look more like SWAT transport, not necessarily, what's it called? They also don't have a good line of sight on you, and there is a ledge on the window. So like, you know how there's like ledges on floors of buildings on the outside of the building? There is a good, decent-sized ledge on the outside.
So these aren't like the Delamain combat mode vehicles.
No. That's
Okay.
illegal.
Can we shimmy on the ledge to a different part of the building?
That's the thing you could try, yeah.
You guys want me to go first? I'll have to take off all my clothes. But I think I could. I can manage it.
But I'll do it for
any-
you guys.
I've never done that before, but I think I can do it this time.
At that moment, you hear, and the door to the front door to the loft like bends inward a little bit, but it doesn't come off its hinge just yet. But they're getting close.
Do you have any of those traps, Micah, that you can put on the door?
I didn't bring anything with me, no. I could maybe whip something up, but I'm kind of feeling like grappling to that next building is our best bet. All in favor? Oh, well, let me switch hands. All right.
They're
so
going to shoot at us, though.
Yes, well, that's going to happen. I feel like
Maybe we can.
there's no avoiding that one.
Yeah. Well, maybe we can throw more shit out the window so they have to worry about dodging that while we slide across.
I mean,
You know?
we could shoot back. Lux, you want to take some shots for him to cover?
Okie dokie.
Suppressive fire?
But I'm gonna flip a table over so that I'm gonna be behind a window and a table, so that if they come in through the door, I'm not like, hi guys. And then I guess I'll take my rifle. And can I see them down below? Like, we're really high up.
They're really, really far down. You could do like generic suppressive fire at this point, but they're so far down that I'm like, unless if you have like a sniper rifle, you're not going to actually hit them. But
Like, if I just take my SMG and just like spray while people are
that'll
moving,
probably still get a
Okay.
job done. Yeah, like they're way down there.
I will do that then.
Alrighty. So you're laying down some suppressive fire. Micah, you shot your wrist across the way to the building across the way. Is what you're
Yes.
saying? All right. So you're shooting down. You see everybody on the street level kind of get the cover. They're kind of like trying to take aim, but they're a couple of them do get pegged, but their armor like kind of cancels it out and everything like that.
I'll shoot my hand out and just grab on to something so that cable's there for them to shimmy across somehow.
I'm going
Go
to.
ahead, Jason.
So
I don't want to go first.
Well,
I want someone to be there.
I wasn't
don't
gonna go.
fall and die.
I wasn't gonna go first, but is there anything on her rig I can take for my rig?
No, not in the amount of
Nothing
time you have
worthwhile.
left until they break down the door. If you had some time. File-wise, Zed already got everything. You're good there.
You said
Alright.
there was a window a couple of floors down that I could conceivably like fall into.
Wing into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
If you wanted to go to the building across the street, you mean?
hmm
Yeah. Basically, gravity. If you were to like pull yourself, it would go like that, but it wouldn't go fast enough that you'd just be able to go straight across. So you'd go like that probably, and just kind of like. kick
That
What
would
if
be
I
window.
easier.
do that while carrying 6 people?
6 people.
You'd be like a wrecking ball, but I don't. You might fall way faster.
Yeah, I guess everybody grab on, because I don't know of another way out, but I'm open to options.
Well,
I thought they
I
were
have
just
an
gonna
idea,
slide
but I'm
across.
not playing.
Couldn't we
I was
just
like,
go
oh,
up?
you and I was just like, no, I'm not playing.
Couldn't we go out?
And then?
And then we go in probably through a entrance to the building that's in the stairway, and then we hightail it down since they're all in the hallway.
Oh, you mean
at
like
this
across
point,
to this other building, or?
I want to say
while they're talking, I want to message Casper and say, "What are the odds you can get us a helicopter like now?"
you see it's sent, but as it's sending, the front door just bursts open. Technically, we are now in initiative, so Lux, you go first.
Oh. Okay. Cool.
And you already set up cover, so that's good. You said you flipped over a table, so there is cover for people.
Okay, I guess I will, can I only shoot one person at a time?
What are you using?
An SMG?
You can roll to see what you shoot, and
Or
depending
can I actually just use it again as like suppressive fire so that they can?
Yeah, you can use suppressive fire. It just says your turn.
Yeah.
And that'll make it so that they stay behind the door. Okay. So you they burst open the door. You let up the suppressive fire. You actually light up the guy who had the what's it called, battering ram, but not in a way that like kills him. It just knocks him on his ass because all of his armor kind of soaks up the bullets. He kind of swirls around, gets into cover, and you see everybody kind of press up against the doorway as you just kind of light up the door all around, and nobody wants to fuck with it.
I make
at
it
the
look
moment.
like a heart.
With that, we go to Kip, but you can all kind of talk about the plan from here now that Lux kind of has the suppressive fire laying down.
Well, I think we should go with Operation Bionic Commando and try and swing across to the next building. But I figure if you just leave your arm there, people can kind of use it like as a zip line kind of thing, right? So we can kind of get across one by one.
Only if it were inside the building but lower than us, so I couldn't like grab on the roof. I don't know. Is this other building taller or shorter than us?
Well, if you
It's
break into
taller.
the window, because if you go, well, that's fair.
Or you could shoot it floor down.
Yeah,
Or you could just do
shoot it
that,
one
yeah.
floor
You
down.
aim it at
yeah.
one floor down.
Yeah.
And
But
then
that's just,
Anything is better than here, you
yeah,
guys.
but that's just me saying that because what I'm actually going to do though is I'm going to help Lux with suppressive fire and stuff, and I'm going to duck into. I'm going to kind of use the wall that's like right there. That's
The
kind of
little kind of
yeah. So I have a little bit
hexagonal
of cover, but I
Yeah.
have a different angle on the door than Lux.
sure. Do you want
So
to
I can
shoot?
hit
You
people.
probably have a good line of sight on somebody that's pressed up against the door.
Yeah.
You just want to shoot that guy.
Yes.
Okay, so you light this guy up. It kind of pegs off of his leg, and he just kind of like, he falls down on his ass and then kind of like scoots himself further behind the wall because he now knows that you have line of sight on him. But his leg is like, the armor, you can kind of see it left behind because it fell off of his leg. But yeah, he scoots even further into the hallway, and you can kind of hear them all yelling, just like, fucking get him already! And they're getting a little fed up with the suppressive fire and stuff. Yeah, so now it is one of theirs turn. You can hear one of them pull a pin out of something and chuck it into the room. And then smoke starts to fill the room. And that's what happens on that turn. So Jason, it's your turn. So there is a line across the street. It's like a zip line sort of thingy, going down a little bit. But yeah. So I want to say it's the 8th floor of the building across the street.
Knowing that's there, I'm gonna grab one more sandwich, shout, "I'm a lover, not a fighter," and try to zip line across.
Classic Jason. I've
And
known
then
him
as I
for
zip
about
line, I
2
put the
hours.
sandwich in my mouth.
I want to say you get across, you start to see a bunch of people are like start to see you. They point, they start to shoot up and everything at the thing. When you're looking down, you're kind of like looking down and across because the window's coming faster at you and stuff. You can see a couple people point to the building you're going to, and a couple people splinter off and run towards it. And they start shooting up at you, but they all miss because you're way too high up for them to hit. You hit the window, and it just shatters forward into the building. And this building is kind of like another office building. This is financial district. Seems like some sort of tech company that you just burst through the windows of, and you just kind of like into the room.
Oh man,
but-
my sandwich has glass in it.
So does your body.
Glass in my sandwich. But yeah, you're now in the window across, or you're in the building across the street. With that, it is Kel's turn.
Hells will look to Zed. You need help carrying? I can.
Yes, and just hand you the body.
I will take the body and
Just
one
carry
arm
it like a baby kitten.
hold my
like
metal arm on the zip
scruff
line.
of the neck.
Oh my! You got your metal arm on the zip line and
Yeah.
the other arm just kind of holding Suki.
Yeah.
It's just everyone's played past the Suki.
I don't have muscles.
It's so not healthy to be knocked out this long.
You managed to kind of land a little bit more gracefully than Jason does, but like that's good because you have somebody on your shoulder. They again are shooting up at you, but you manage to kind of avoid all their fire because they're just way too far down, and there's a lot of resistance going against them and stuff. With that, it is Zed's turn. Zed, on your what's it called? Text screen, you get a response from Casper saying roof.
Okay. I will.
Maybe the roof of the other building.
Yeah. The building across from us. Can I see if there's any sort of like landing pad or anything from where we are?
Oh no, it's a taller building. So
Okay. 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 Who's over here still? It's Lux and Micah. You're still here. I will tell everyone. Casper has a helicopter on the roof.
We could have had a helicopter this whole time.
Okay, but we did split the party, so he's gonna need to pick a different roof.
All right. I'm gonna take a picture of the window situation. And God. See if you can meet us next door.
you see,
hope that
you
we
get
can
an emoji
in.
of a cartoon ghost giving a thumbs up.
God, I hate it. So good.
You paid
All right.
He commissioned those.
Zed will kind of look out the window and then back up and say, Lux, I don't think I can make it across this thing.
Come to me. It'll be fine.
Okay. I'm gonna just turn then, I guess, is this like a thing where I would hold, like, my turn? Or I could put suppressing fire whilst Lux does her turn?
You could do suppressing fire. Yeah.
Okay.
So you
pistol.
kind of light up the door.
Yeah.
You replace Lux's fire on the door.
Yes,
Essentially.
I have dual wielding pistols. I will pistol the door.
The room begins to fill up with smoke, but now that there's a big open window, it kind of starts to pool out of the building a little bit, which is a little nice. It does make it a little harder to breathe and everything, though. With that, it is one of the guards' turns. In the building across the street, you hear ding as the elevator across the way opens, and you see the door opens and 3 Arasaka goons come out of the elevator, and they just go, "There they are!" And they look at you. They take a shot. Let's see, which one is this? Eyebrows?
Oh, eyebrows?
I imagine his eyebrows are the entire part of his forehead. Like this part or normal. Just like way too big.
Too much. They take some shots at you, but they are too far away to actually land a hit. But they are walking closer as they're taking shots. So they are kind of laying down suppressive fire, but not enough to. They're still not hitting you with it directly yet. With that, it is another one of the goons' turns. The goons in the high-rise building. One of them decides to kind of, now that the fire has changed from a submachine gun to a handgun, one of them decides to kind of get risky and try to shoot into the apartment. So they take some shots into the apartment. This one is Tats. Alright. Okay, so it takes about 15 damage to your left leg. Like, he just kind of, like, lights up. He's not super aiming into the room because he's scared that he might get shot. But he kind of shoots through the table that you put into the floor. It kind of pops into your leg a little bit. You feel it kind of bruise your leg, but it doesn't kill you. But yeah, your armor gets bruised about 15 damage.
You son of a bitch!
I'm gonna need new pants.
Do you know how much these pants were? With
These
that,
are
Mike, I bought these at the mall. You still bought stuff at the mall. Micah, it is now your turn.
I'm just gonna say, let's go, and hold my action. If I'm the last person in the building, I'm gonna jump.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, so with that, it is one of the other Arasaka-gun's turns. The other one one of the other three that came in the other building is now closer and is going to take a shot at Jason and Kells, and I guess Suki too, technically.
Oh,
He gets closer, but he doesn't hit. So now they're within about mid-range distance of you two. With that, we go to the top of the order again. So Lux, it is your turn.
So who is left on our side? Okay.
Oh, yeah,
Two
I forgot.
strong boys and Zed.
right.
Got it.
Eureka,
Laz
ABC.
and me.
I look at Kip and Micah.
Are you gonna be okay if I take them over?
Get on. I just want to kill some stuff, so I'll hang out here and I'll shoot them, and you gotta jump across.
Cool, right on. And she's gonna go for like a high five with Kip and then swing around and pick up Zed and go.
I don't get a high five. Yeah, that's cool.
No, I didn't. I high five
Yeah.
you. I hit you.
You just
Got
punch
you.
him in the face. Oh.
Right on. Good
Did
luck.
we roll to see how good the high five is? I feel like this type of stuff is important.
Both of you
Did
roll a
push
d10.
F fast enough?
Got an 8.
Did you
Should
get
we
that?
add reflex to it?
I got a 9.
Oh, it was great because it was within one of each other.
Yeah.
There's like a really awesome high five sound
Hell yeah.
effect. You see
It looks
everybody in the
just like-
hallway stop shooting for a moment.
It just it literally smash cuts to the one arm thing from Predator. Even though it does not line up.
And with that awesome high five, I want to say you managed to bring Zed across the way relatively.
With that
easily.
awesome high five, one guy dies.
Cool.
His head just blows out.
With that, it is Kip's turn.
And I'm gonna do what I said I was gonna do. I'm gonna kill a guy. I'm gonna
Do
murder
murder.
somebody.
Do you want to try and get across the way while also shooting behind you? I will. Give
No,
you
I
that.
figure. Here's what's going on in my head. I figure I will probably be the last one to go across, maybe with Micah. Like we'll Tarzan and Jane it across the way. But I figure I'll kind of help support, get everybody else out, and kill people in the process. Because
At the moment, everyone else currently is out. Is the thing.
Oh, you guys both went. I missed it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I thought it was just
So
one.
it literally is just you and Micah.
Then
at the
let's
moment.
do it. I look at Micah. You ready?
So ready.
Been ready for a while.
I already thought I was there.
I'm gonna. Can I like shoot and roll across the room into Micah's arms?
Yeah. So you actually take one guy out. It's the same guy. Like he kind of gets hit in the leg again. You're like, oh fucking hell! And he starts to bleed everywhere. And let's see if he lives.
We got shot in 2 legs.
Ooh,
much.
he-
My femoral
See-
arteries.
So he
Not
lives for now, but he does take some damage in the process.
In 4 hours after this event, he dies.
Yeah. So his friends kind of pull him out of the way of the doorway and down the hall. You can see a trail of blood kind of goes with him as he does. So I want to say how do you do it? So you jump backwards, shoot, then.
I basically like tucked and rolled and shot, and then ended up right in front of Micah.
Alrighty. And then Micah, if you just want to get across, you could
Yep.
do that.
I'll use my other hand, grip Kip in a big manly bear hug and jump.
I grip him in a very much less manly. hug her on the neck like we're
Kind of.
dancing.
Wrap your legs around me.
yeah, legs too.
Photo.
Walla
Yeah,
him.
like this.
So you jump up and gravity kind of takes you down a little bit.
If I fail this, 2 characters will die.
Please
You
don't
just
fail it.
smack against the window. That one was bulletproof.
Can I roll to see if I pee myself? Just a little bit, baby.
Holy shit, it's a 1.
So here's what happens. You fall a little bit farther than maybe you anticipated. So like you jump up.
Does it
you
matter
fall.
that that's still a 24?
No, it's fumbled. So what happens is you go down 3 levels instead of 2. So they're on the 8th floor, or yeah, all of them manage to get to the 8th floor. You go down to the 5th floor. You hit the window and kind of roll in very unceremoniously, and both of you are a little winded from the effect of it. right at the feet of like 2 Arasaka goons who are about to head up to the next couple of floors. They just kind of like and then they look at you. You kind of clip one of them in the leg and he falls over. And you just kind of like wrecking ball into the floor below.